I'm Bailey, and this is my Module 6 reflection. Some of my thoughts while going through the Units 3 and 4 and the Google training. Some of them were that I didn't know as much as I thought I did about them. There was a lot of different extra details that I really liked that it showed me. I liked how it took you step by step through things like the Google Hangouts and stuff. I had never heard of it or anything like that, so I went through and did some of that. And then the Google Sites, I liked how they showed you how you could create a website for teaching and stuff like that, and just gives you more resources for kids whenever you're trying to teach them that they can follow along with and just get more teaching. I would use the certification, the Google Educator certification, because I think that is something that could really help you. Obviously, technology is always changing, so it's nice. Even if you think you know it all, you don't. So there's always going to be little things that'll change or that you need to know, and then you won't have to rely on your tech person nonstop to come help you like some teachers, and you can just take care of it yourself and cut down that downtime and just actually do it yourself and make yourself useful. And I do think it would make you more marketable as a job applicant, because they're always going to want people that are updated with technology, because technology is such a big thing in teaching right now. So I think if you have that as like a certification, I think that they will consider you a little more than a person who doesn't have much use with technology and is not as much up to date with it and different things like that. It just makes you just one more step ahead than the other people, which is nice to have on your resume and things like that. My experience with working with Google Slides and spreadsheets and all that. Well, I actually used to have a Google Chromebook before I had a MacBook. In the school that I work at now, it actually has Chromebooks too, instead of Apple now. So I get to work with it a lot, and I think it's about the same with like the Google Slides is about like PowerPoint. It's just a little different with some things, but I think it's just as easy and just as simple and does the same job. I've actually never used the spreadsheet. I am assuming it's about the same thing, just like anything else. And the presentation document, I like the presentation document, even though I haven't used it as much, but it's a little bit easier than like a PowerPoint presentation and things like that, because it just has like simpler things that you can use and put on there and everything. And then what are some of the advantage and disadvantage to Google Apps? Well, with Google, you have to use the cloud, and I don't really like that, because even though everybody can like get into your document and change it, and I don't like that, just because if they change something you don't like and then you have to go back and fix it, or if they do something wrong, it gets kind of confusing and sometimes can be almost upsetting. And then I also don't really like that when you're offline, some of the things don't work as well, and that's not a good thing for me. I mean, we run into problems like that all the time at work, because if the computer is, like, if the Wi-Fi is down, then all of the computers don't work. You barely can get on, because when you log in, you have to log in with an email into the computer to begin with. So if you're not logging into an email, it's hard to get onto the computer, so it just causes a lot of confusion and things. I do think some of the advantages, though, is it's a lot simpler. There's a lot of different details and things like that I think are simpler. And having other people be able to work on your assignments and stuff can be an advantage too. Like for group work and things like that, if you instead of giving all of your PowerPoints to one person or all of your information to one person and making them make the slides, it makes it easier when everybody can just go in and edit and put their own things in at the same time as you. So that's an advantage. And it seems to be Google Apps is always changing and like making themselves useful and putting new updates out there and different things. So that's always an advantage and keeping updated. And that's about it for my Module 6.